turmeric honey. Okay. Now, I hate to I always hate to bring everything back to capitalism. I've talked about that, and you'll always hear me say, if you guys tried to buy this in the store, it would cost this much, you know? And I hate doing that, but it's actually, it's a way to tell you guys that like, you know, this is like really awesome medicine that is indigenous medicine that indigenous people have been doing in various parts of the world for a long time, you know, like the salves, like the lip balms, and even like this honey. But, and excuse me for sitting down, but like this has become like mainstream popular, mushroom honey has, and so it's become really expensive. And so I want to show you guys, like one of the things that I want you guys to know is that you can easily make this at home. This mushroom right here is a mushroom called chaga, and it grows on birch trees, and it grows right here on Red Lake. And sometimes like at the top of a birch tree, you'll see like a big black knot looking thing. That's chaga. That's where this mushroom has gotten into the birch tree, and it's kind of caused this, it's grown into this like reddish brown, yellowish brown bark, okay? This can be like, my husband and I, we probably eat chaga every day, and our kids. And like, you might be asking like, how do you eat that, right? We powder it and we put it into soup. We powder it and we put it into macaroni and cheese. We powder it and put it into everything. We even mix it with peanut butter. And like our kids, there's my 18-year-old, he'll tell you, they never know what's in there, you know? And the thing is chaga just by itself is such beautiful indigenous medicine. It is anti-cancer. It is so high in antioxidants that it's been known to shrink tumor sizes all on its own. When someone tells me like so-and-so has cancer, even before I know what kind of cancer it is, I recommend powdered powdered chaga and powdered dandelion root. Hey guys, shh. Okay, powdered dandelion root and powdered chaga. And it's important that, you know, like, you know, with a tea, you infuse the tea into the water and you let it change color, and then you throw the tea bag away. When it comes to like mushroom honey, when it comes to using chaga and other mushrooms and even certain plants, you want to take the plant into your body. It's important. You don't want to infuse it and then throw the plant away. You want to actually eat the plant. And that's how it is with chaga. Chaga is actually super safe even for little kids, okay? The nice thing, so my husband, who's in here somewhere, hates mushrooms. He hates mushrooms. He is one of the only people I've ever known who can, like, if you know that cream of mushroom soup people make stuff with, you know, you mix it with noodles or whatever, he will eat some of that, and he'll eat all the noodles and stuff out of there, and at the bottom of the bowl will be teeny tiny pieces of mushroom that he has somehow managed to like work around, you know? I don't know how anyone could even see those pieces of mushroom, but he takes them all out. That's how much he dislikes mushroom. But he eats mushrooms every day because we powder them and put them in stuff. And so these are anti-cancer, these are antiviral, these are anti-inflammatory. Remember what I was saying about inflammation. We really underestimate the impact that inflammation has on us. I would dare say almost like most of the illnesses that we face today are due to inflammation. Long COVID, what is long COVID? Long COVID is inflammation. It's inflammation of our joints, inflammation of our lungs, and even inflammation of our brain tissues. There was one guy who was saying that he had long COVID and he had started to hear voices. He started to hear voices. Like, he was like, how can COVID have this psychological impact on me? And it was because his brain tissue was inflamed. And a lot of people have had experiences like that. People who have long COVID and 6 months later still can't breathe properly. It's because their lungs are inflamed. The blood vessels in their lungs are inflamed. The breathing passages are. Arthritis is inflammation. Allergies are inflammation. Depression and anxiety are oftentimes inflammation. You know, not always, but oftentimes, okay? So inflammation is like, the neuropathy is inflammation. Heart disease is partially inflammation, okay? And so these mushrooms and nettles and turmeric, which is a root that's really important traditional medicine in Hawaii, these are all traditional medicines that are all anti-inflammatory, okay? And they're things that it's hard to eat a lot of, you know, because they don't taste like it's not that they taste bad, but it's hard to get a lot of them as medicine. And so we mix them with honey because it makes them really palatable, and you can like take a spoonful of this mushroom turmeric honey, mix it with hot water, and you make a beautiful tea. And it's sweet from the honey. You can use this as cough medicine. You can take a spoonful a day, you know, all this stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these mushrooms, and this is gonna take me a minute, and you know, those of you who are like good at this stuff, you might wanna do this for the elders in our midst. So I'll show you. We might have to get a stronger table.
Dried mushrooms?
Yep, these are the dried mushrooms, the dried chaga, and this is the dried reishi mushroom. I have a picture of it in your packet. It grows on trees, and it's kind of a shiny brown mushroom. Actually, this probably would work better. Yep, that's a lot better. So I'm just using the mortar and pestle, and I'm just gonna, do you wanna do this? Yep, the kids will do it, and then it's gonna take some elbow grease. And normally we would take this and take a hammer and bust it up a bunch before we put it in here. So that's why it's getting a little messy. You wanna go do that for me? Okay. And bust some of this up too when you get a chance. But so it's gonna take a little bit of, you know, muscle for some of the young ones or older ones who want the exercise, because it really is great exercise. Okay. And then so it's a matter of hitting it, and then a matter of doing this. And normally I'm not messy when I do this at home, but of course, you know, you guys are watching, so of course I'm messy about it. And I'm also trying to hurry. Okay, and you want to get it ground as fine as you can, because I personally I like it smooth, but if you know, like honestly, oops, sorry. Okay, so I'm just showing you guys. So here's a little chunk of chaga. I mean, once you get used to it, it's not that big a deal. It's like eating a piece of tasteless, flavorless tree bark, right? So it's not that big a deal. So we're just gonna do this, and then we're gonna I love it when I buy pre-powdered like reishi mushroom and stuff, but we don't have that. This is not dry enough. Sometimes I have to bake the reishi mushroom. Okay, I'll just show you guys with the turmeric and the chaga first. Okay. So we want to powder this up as much as possible. And we're gonna lose some if we're in a hurry. Have you guys ever used a mortar and pestle before? It's actually like, sometimes I'll just, you know, be outside and I'll listen to the birds and, you know, this is very meditative and really good exercise.